Merry Christmas. I'm Larry Carroll at the Cocktails and Councils at the Thrilla Villa here in Las Vegas. A phenomenal event here to support my good friend Lisa Gay, one of the greatest performers of our generation. But beyond that, here in Las Vegas tonight is a collection of the most interesting and dynamic people some of Las Vegas has to offer. And it's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to support this event. And I wish you all happy holidays.
And I was in awe. Most guitar players were in awe of your husband, or your late husband. And it's a pleasure. He was a man of few words.
Yes.
He did most of his talking with the guitar.
Yes, he did.
So can you fill us in on his career since you guys were together over 40 years?
Well, we knew each other for 35 years, and we were actually married for the 14 years piece.
Okay.
However, Tony's history dated back from over 54 years. You know, he started early coming out of Compton and was working with so many different people when he was growing up, and he had the mentors of the legendary drummer Paul Humphrey, and of course David T. Walker, guitarist, who brought them to A&M Records, and which just catapulted his career, where he was doing orchestra work with the Lucille Ball Show, the Julia Show, and all the rest of that. And in between all of that, working with James Brown and Count Basie. In fact, he took the chair, the second chair after the passing of the guitarist there, Green.
Yeah.
And he moved and grooved along with H.B. Barnum Orchestra, and of course worked with Aretha. He was with Ray Charles and so many different people. He was musical director for In Vogue and also for the Honeycomb. Remember the Honeycomb, Free the Pain, and it just, rolled around. There's not too many people that Tony never worked with.
Yeah.
He also, of course, was with Lou Rawls up until his passing, and then did world tours with Barry White and whatnot. And then, of course, you get to hear him on radio all the time at Bad Mama Jammer and Mr. Big Stuff.
Yeah.
And he also was celebrated for creating the actual sound for Part-Time Love by Little Johnny Taylor, and he played with Little Johnny Taylor and Big Johnny Taylor and all the rest of that. So his career was amazing. Like you said, he was a man of few words, but however, he was one who had the type of gift. As he played hollow body, he used to play Strat and all that good stuff coming up. And
his guitar was big.
He had a big hollow body.
Back in the day.
Right.
Chuck Berry type.
Right. But what's so ironic about the hollow bodies with the Epiphones and and all the rest of that is when we first came back to Vegas, because he and I did Vegas in the late 70s. I was with Marilyn McCool and Billy Davis Jr. of the Fifth Dimension, and we did the Sands and the Aladdin and things like that. But what was so funny about coming back, when he came back and we was playing the hollow body, everybody was playing Strats here. And so everybody's like, look at him playing this big hollow body. And then it started putting it together. Well, this is Tony Drake, Tony Drake was, because like he and David T. Walker used to say, people used to call them jazz musicians, right? And they said, no, we're R&B players. We just know how to play jazz, right? It's just, it was just one of those things.
That's awesome.
And so when we came to, and then when we came to Las Vegas in 2010, and we created our own jazz series at Lexus Park, which we had a 2-year residency there. We had a 2-year residency, which was great. And of course, since then, with our friends Kelly Clinton, and of course he was with working with Clint Holmes, and all the different things that we have been doing. So. And then, of course, up to his pass, he was in the Ray Charles Show with, of course, Clint and Take Six and all them. And then, of course, after his passing, then I have continued to carry on with the legacy. In fact, being here at the Thriller House, this is Tony and I did the Thriller House here about 3 years ago, and then we really had a treat when we were asked to perform for the Jimi Hendrix Foundation as they were displaying all of Jimmy's works. And what was so ironic about that is that Tony and Jimmy worked together in Los Angeles called the California Club. So the California Club is where all the entertainers, whether it be Lou Rawls or Sam Cooke or Otis Redding or any of them, would come in and play. And Tony was the leader of the house band then. And so when Jimmy would come off the road with Little Richard, then Tony would book him in
Yeah.
different, with other different groups, and he
Yeah.
carried the long chord, and he still had that, that sound that he had today,
Yeah, yeah.
and it was so funny because after that, Tony said, well, then he disappeared for a while. Next thing he knew, he was Jimi Hendrix. So so we were crying. They said, oh man, everybody said he went to London, but
Yeah.
we had a fabulous time, and Tony's legacy, of course, lives on through the music,
Yes.
and through the movies, and through everything that there is, and certainly through my heart, and
I hear
and
you,
the tracks and things that I perform tonight are the
Yeah.
ones that our group's actually playing on. So it's indescribable how it is not having him, because
Yeah.
he's just who I am,
Yes.
technically speaking. But
Yes,
I am celebrating everything that is, because he was the gift of love, and he's the gift of life to me.